What is going on, guys? I'm very excited to be here today as we showcase my updated Nintendo GameCube collection. So we're just going to run through, see all the games in the collection. But before we start talking about the games, let's talk about this bad boy right here, the Nintendo GameCube, a console that, quite frankly, I missed out on. I was a PlayStation 2 guy when I was stationed overseas, and then when I was transferred back stateside, we were all PlayStation 2 guys. And I missed out on the GameCube, like I said, but I'm very happy to have discovered its awesomeness, in the last 5 years or so. Unfortunately, that's sort of when the prices started to spike and games for the GameCube got really expensive, especially some of those first-party games, and then people started to discover the rare and uncommon games. But you just kind of got to be thankful for what you got and what you can find, and we definitely are. So the GameCube was released in North America. It had 3 colors: the indigo, which I refer to as purple; the silver, the platinum, which I refer to as silver; and the black, which I refer to as black. But we also did get one special edition over here, and that is the Pokemon Gale of Darkness Nintendo GameCube, which is awesome. That one actually doesn't work, but I keep it around in hopes that one day I will be able to fix it or find a replacement or a donor, that kind of thing, and just swap off the top. But anyway, that's first world problems. Those are my issues, and we'll keep this bad boy going. All right, so we look at the back of the GameCube. We've got a power outlet, an analog, and then we've got a digital jack right there for component. But those component cables were made by Nintendo. Nintendo put a chip in there, and until recently, those cables were like $200-300. But you can buy an HD output for that. I just saw it on Metal Jesus' channel. The guy wants like $100 for it, but he makes them by hand, and the games look a lot better. They look amazing. So, unfortunately, the Nintendo, well, not unfortunately, but the GameCube was Nintendo's first sort of dive into the CD realm, and they made these really small little discs, but we still required memory cards, right? There isn't an internal hard drive in here that we can store data. The GameCube gave us one of the greatest accessories of all time, in my opinion, the greatest accessory of all time, the Game Boy player. You can play your Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games on your TV, which is awesome. You just need the boot up disc that goes with it, which I'll showcase later. But this really, like I said, opened a whole new library of video games for me, because I'm not really that big into handhelds, and I don't play a lot of handhelds. We'll throw that up there. All right, so the GameCube, you got controllers for each one of those in the colors, but they did make a couple, I'd say not standard, right? Some of these aren't rare, some of them are just a little bit more uncommon. The one everybody talks about and loves is the Spice Orange one. I love this thing, completely psychological. I typically play my GameCube games with the Spice Orange controller or the Wavebird, which we'll talk about in a second. But Nintendo also released this one. Looks like your normal indigo controller, but if you turn it over, it's clear on the bottom. I wouldn't say that this is rare, but I would say this is pretty uncommon. So if you see these out and about, definitely pick those up. We have 2 versions of the Wavebird that we got here in the States. We've got a Platinum Edition, and we've got a flat gray edition. Just remember, if you're looking into getting these wireless controllers, you need to get this little receiver that plugs right into your GameCube. Pretty inventive technology for back in the day. Throw those up there. So GameCube made this little puppy right here, a GameCube mic, which for a while I was finding at thrift stores for like $2, and I was just picking them up. But they go with a game called Odama and some of the Mario Party games. So if you want to enhance your gaming experience, definitely track down one of those. So GameCube is pretty popular, and stores like GameStop made controllers for it, which is awesome. It feels cheap. This controller feels light, and it doesn't feel like it's well put together, but it has the addition of a turbo button up here on the top left bumper. So that's pretty nice. I guess if you're into that, probably you could use that for like shoot 'em ups, things like that. And then one of my favorite controllers, my daughter actually loves this controller. This is the Pelican GameCube controller. It actually lights up red, and it looks really awesome when the lights are low, or you're playing like Mario Party in the dark or something. So those are the controllers. Boom! Let's jump into some of the games. Alright, so if you've never seen one of my collection videos before, we basically clear off this entire shelf, and as we go through the games, we just stack it all up on the shelf. You can see I've already added the sports games on there. We're not going to talk too much about the sports games. Again, if I find them at thrift store for 75 cents or $1 and they're complete and they're in nice shape, even though I'm probably never going to play them, I have a hard time leaving them. That's sort of the collector hoarder mentality in me. But yeah, those are the sports games. If you're into soccer, get one of the FIFA games. They're fantastic. If you're into golf, get one of the Tiger Woods games. Blah, 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 blah. Sports games. All right. So I do have 2 loose disc games. We've got Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, and Super Bubble Pop. Actually, not a bad game. It's kind of fun. So we'll throw those up there. Slide those right there. All right, guys. These are in no particular order. I've kind of put them into 2 categories. We've got kind of the generic run-of-the-mill titles, and then we've got all of our Marios and Zeldas that we'll do last, right? Big crescendo at the end. All right, so let's jump into it. We've got Reckless, the Yakuza mission, Dakar Rally 2, Rainbow Six 3, NASCAR Dirt to Daytona, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, Worms Blast, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. I think I'm missing the manual for that. Nope, got the manual for that one. Yay! It was the Xbox version I was missing the manual for. We got Simpsons Hit and Run, Jeremy McGrath Supercross World. So we'll throw those up on the shelf. Boom, throw them right there. All right. Here's a game. Awesome game. Nah, it sucks. Aggressive Inline. When inline skating was a thing. Trans World Surf. Tried to play that game. Very difficult. Disney Extreme Skate. Not one of the rare Disney games, but it plays like Tony Hawk with Buzz Lightyear, as you can see. We've got WWE Crush Hour. Vehicle combat with wrestlers from the Attitude Era. We've got Tie 2. Bush Rescue. Interesting title choice. WrestleMania 18. Here's a good one right here. Namco Museum. I love these collection video discs, man. We've got 007 Agent Under Fire. See, I'm reaching way up here because this is the next stack of games. Alright, Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban. Hitman 2. Naruto. My son's a big fan of the Naruto series. This is Clash of the Ninja. I think they made like 3 or 4 of them. Chronicles of Narnia. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. The aforementioned Odama. You can use a GameCube mic with this. It's pretty interesting. Let me turn it around. Plays like pinball. You can see the green pinball there. And you're trying to use the pinball to attack these forces, but you've got your army, and you can like yell into the right, yell into the microphone like, go right, go left, and then your army goes to the right and to the left. It's actually kind of neat. It's tough, but it's kind of neat. Tough game to find right here. Top Angler. Got that at thrift store for $5. I'm pretty sure it's complete. Yep, complete. Rayman Arena. 18-wheel Pro Trucker. It's one of those things where I had this on the Dreamcast, so I'm kind of trying to thin out my herd, as it were, and get rid of games that I've got on multiple platforms that I'm never going to play. I prefer this on the GameCube, so I actually sent the Dreamcast version, I think, to CVC. We've got Defender. I had higher hopes for this game, but it's really not that good. It's worth like the $2 or $3 if you can find it. And we got Blowout. Blowout, I think I got this for $1 or $2 at Maxine's Bargain Box, and yeah, it plays sort of like a side-scrolling Metroid type game, where you're sort of on this abandoned space station, and you got to go over here to hit the switch, and then go all the way back to press a lever, then go all the way back to get an item. It's kind of like that. All right, we've got Legends of Wrestling 2, Pokemon Channel. Now I don't have the manual for that one. This is the manual. That's why I like to get complete. We've got Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom. My son's a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. Pool Paradise. If you're into pool, it's not a bad pool simulator. It says only for GameCube. That's sort of a lie. After the GameCube went bye-bye, this game came out on PlayStation 2. So if you're a PlayStation 2 collector and you want Pool Paradise, you can get it. We've got Avatar, The Last Airbender. Harry Potter Quidditch. World Cup. Yeah, Harry Potter. Not really into the Harry Potter. Let's just say those games don't get a lot of playtime. We got Ghost Recon. I think I need the manual for that one too. Spider-Man 2. And Over the Hedge. There was a thrift store that opened up, and I went like during the first week, and they had Over the Hedge for $1.99. And I was talking to the lady, so I picked it up, and I was talking to the lady about old games, and if they had any more, and blah, blah, blah. And they said, well, they get all their stuff donated, and then they've got kids that volunteer to, you know, take it out of the boxes and put it on the shelf and price it and that kind of stuff. So kind of one of two things happened. Those kids were taking the games, so there was never any more games after this, or yeah, they never got any in, but regardless, they like closed their doors like a month later. So maybe having volunteers, teenagers, not reliable. Not a reliable way to do business. All right, you guys can see we're already starting to stack them up. All right, Mortal Kombat Deception. I found him. Finding Nemo. We've got Tony Hawk Underground. I think I picked that up at Goodwill for $3. So sometimes you can find GameCube games at Goodwill. We've got Need for Speed Underground. Madagascar. Pitfall, The Lost Expedition. Need for Speed Underground 2. Disney Party. Everybody Party. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Some top-notch games right there, guys. We've got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Again, don't play a lot of Harry Potter. There's the first Spider-Man. These Spider-Man games on the GameCube are actually really good. Hot Wheels Velocity X. Man, I forgot I had that. I want to play that. I like these kind of arcade racing games, man. It looks awesome. Die Hard Vendetta. Tried to play that game. It's like a dual-stick shooter type game. Very difficult to learn the controls. SSX3. Codename Kids Next Door. Midway Arcade Treasures 2. I am missing Midway Arcade Treasures 3 for the GameCube. Which I think is all racing games. I think it has Hydro Thunder on it, so I need to get that. We've got Worms 3D. Lemony Snicket's and a series of unfortunate events. I don't know why I have this on PlayStation and Game Boy Advance, but probably two of those are going to go bye-bye. And we've got Ratatouille. Start stacking them up. Woo! All right. We got Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory. I never really even played the Splinter Cell games. People love them. Here's an awesome game, NBA Street. Got NFL Street. NHL Hits. Looks like a couple of these sports games slipped through the stack. Army Men Real-Time Strategy. Lord of the Rings The Third Age. Lord of the Rings The Two Towers. We've got Rampage Total Destruction. This is the one I needed. Yep, need the manual for that one. Confused it with Godzilla. So yeah, Rampage Total Destruction. And we've got Tony Hawk American Wasteland. Complete. How about that? Throw it on the shelf. Alright, so we got The Sims. The Sims Busted Out. The Italian Job. Get those on the shelf. Whew. Alright. So these are sort of the games that I play or that you guys see on the shelf during a normal episode of my channel. But yeah, these are some of the better games, more expensive games, stuff like that. But we've got, man, Rogue Leader. Rogue Squadron 2. It's a great game, man. It's awesome. We've got Rebel Strike. A must. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Eternal Darkness, man. Sanity's Requiem. If you're a horror, RPG, action type fan, this is an awesome game, man. It's freaky. This game plays games with your head, man. You walk past the statue and it's like head moves, or like the screen goes blank and it says like channel 3 on it, like an old school CRT TV would. Very crazy. According to Nintendo 13, this is sort of an uncommon game. We've got World Tour, Resident Evil, Resident Evil 0, boom. I think I got those from my boy Remington. Gave me a good price on those, like $10. and then traded for the other one. We've got, what we got here? We got Spyro Hero's Tale. Spyro Enter the Dragon. This is a GameCube must. If you have a GameCube and you're serious about collecting GameCube, you gotta have this. 007 Everything or Nothing. Dirt cheap game, but it's an original James Bond adventure. It's got Pierce Brosnan, William Dafoe. You know, it's just an amazing game. And it covers a lot of different genres in video games, like first-person shooter, third-person shooter, driving, you know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, highly recommend that one. Okay, we'll leave those there. We've got X-Men Legends. Tube Slider. Actually, not a common game. We've got Mystic Heroes. Geist. Wave Race Blue Storm. Wave Race is another one of those series where I really tried to like it. I don't like having to drive around buoys. Like, don't tell me how to race the track. You know what I mean? It's not like Hydro Thunder, where you can kind of go everywhere and do anything. Good thing that was an expensive game. But we just dropped and picked up Soul Calibur 2. Pretty good fighting game, you know? No complaints. Alright, what else we got? We got Mega Man Network Transmission. I need the manual for that one. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Cool cover. Metroid Prime. Resident Evil 4. I started playing that. I got into it, but then I stopped playing it. So it's like you have to kind of go back and restart and learn the controls. We got Beautiful Joe 2. We have the alternate cover of Midway Arcade Treasures. Yeah. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Need the manual for that. Slide those all over. Here is another GameCube must if you collect GameCube. Samurai Jack, The Shadow of Aku. You know, $15 and under title. It's a beat 'em up type game, and it's pretty awesome. You get like throwing stars and a bow and arrow. You rescue villagers. Pretty awesome. Not very difficult either, so if you ever find it, definitely grab it. Alright, slide these up here. We got Time Splitters 2. We got Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. Pokemon Coliseum. See, the titles are getting a little bit better. Baton Kaitos. Bomberman Jetters. Bomberman Generation. F-Zero GX. Pretty cool game. Tough as balls. Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Star Fox Assault. I'm missing the manual for that. Star Fox Adventures. Okay. We got Sonic Mega Collection. Yeah, definitely recommend that. Sonic Mega Collection. Got this game from friend of the channel, Carly Kidman. We got Sonic Gems Collection, traded for Wind Waker, my extra copy of Wind Waker. So we got Sonic Gems Collection, which is awesome because it's got Sonic R, Sonic CD, and wasn't released in the United States, Sonic Fighters. So that's pretty cool. We got Sonic Adventure Battle 2. This is also came to us via Carly. I have a Black Label version. I was going to take the manual out of this and put it in the Black Label version. But since I got this in a trade from another YouTuber, I decided to keep the player's choice in my collection. So we've got Sonic Adventure DX, the Director's Cut. Sonic Heroes. Sonic Riders. And Shadow the Hedgehog. A lot of hedgehogs going on right there. Stacking them up. Got 2 layers. You can see how the GameCube collection has grown. Okay, before we get into this final stack of games, I kind of wanted to talk about these. GameCube actually had some preview discs, and here's one right here. It's the Sonic DX, Splinter Cell, Beautiful Joe, and Billy Hatcher sort of 4-pack. These are really cool, and they're really collectible. People love them. The Star Wars ones are worth a little bit of money, so if you see the Star Wars preview discs, definitely keep an eye out for those. Throw that one up there. And then I also found this at a thrift store. Pretty excited to see it. I wasn't really sure what it was, but it's an action replay ultimate cheat codes for Wind Waker. And you can also use this for the Master Quest, Ocarina of Time Master Quest. And you can see it allows you to like input codes, and you can get, you know, health and weapons and rupees. Start with 999 rupees in Wind Waker. I'm sure that's helpful. You can have the Master Sword and the Mirror Shield from the beginning. So, yeah, just cool. Cool to have. I think I paid $1.99 or something for that. All right. Just picked up this game recently. You guys may or may not have seen it yet, but I bit the bullet. I paid $25 for it. But it's a very nice copy of Pikmin, Black Label. Yeah, very excited to have that. Can't wait to play it. Picked this one up at Warp Zone Games, man. Zoid Battle Legends. I'm a huge fan of Zoids. My son is also a huge fan of Zoids. So it's sort of a game that we can play together. And that's one of the things that the GameCube did really well. You know, it's got 4 controller ports. You can hook it up to your Game Boy games and stuff like that. And it really allows you to have sort of like a real cool like hangout experience where you're hanging out with your friends, you know, playing Mario Party or F-Zero or something. But moving on, we've got Phantasy Star Online Episode 3. This is not the expensive one. I think Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 Plus or something. I don't even remember the name of it. We've got Monkey Ball 2, Monkey Ball, Harvest Moon, Tales of Symphonia. Again, that was one of those games where I tried to get into it. I played it for like maybe an hour, and then I put it down. Haven't gone back to it. All right, so let's get into... Yeah, let's check this out. All right, so we've got Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time Master Quest, which is cool. So we've got the original print, and then I came across a couple loose discs. So instead of selling them off as loose discs, I went on the coverproject.net, and I printed out another cover for Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. I like that one because it looks like the N64 box a little bit, and you can see it looks really nice when you print them off the Cover Project. But yeah, so there's another disc for Master Quest in there. Like I said, I thought about selling these, but I thought, you know, it's a cool little addition to the collection. And then some dude in the PAL region actually uploaded this cover for Ocarina of Time Master Quest, which looks really awesome. Again, there's the disc. They're just disc only. But when he uploaded it, right, so we've got our games. When he uploaded it, the GameCube spot is on the top and not on the bottom. So when I put it on the shelf and I hold it on the shelf, I have to turn it over, which is, I don't know, if you're going to print off the coverproject.net, just make sure that doesn't happen to you. We've also got Zelda 4 Swords, another game that we got at Maxine's Bargain Box for like $20 complete. Still haven't played it yet. We've got Wind Waker. People love Wind Waker, only for GameCube. Except for the Wii. I really enjoyed this one too. Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. It's got Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask on it. 4 awesome Zelda games. I think people are sort of split on this because either like Majora's Mask or you don't. I've never played it, so I don't have an opinion. But if they would put Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, and Ocarina of Time on here, I think that would have been a better disc. Just my opinion. But it's still awesome to have all 4 of those great games on one disc. So those are my Zelda games. We've got Luigi's Mansion. Still haven't played that. Everybody I've talked to loves Luigi's Mansion. I just haven't made time to play it. We got Sunshine, Mario Strikers. Love Mario Strikers, man. Great game. Mario Power Tennis. Yeah, complete. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. I actually enjoyed that one. This is probably, other than Strikers, this is probably the game that I put in the most time in, is the golf game. Mario Baseball. And Mario Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. I actually have the dance mat for this, the dance mat. I'm not going to stand here and hold this huge mat up. And that's like all crinkly, like, it's crazy. Oh, game's falling off the shelf. There's so many games up there that the shelf cannot hold it. All right. Last stack of games, guys. Whew. It's been a long video already. Metal Gear Solid, The Twin Snakes. These are my more uncommon, more expensive titles. Metal Gear Solid, Twin Snakes. I loved Metal Gear on the PlayStation, so I'm pretty excited to give this one a try. fine, you can go there. Got this in a trade from Dan. I actually traded Dan Ninja Turtles 3 Mutant Nightmare, which I didn't have a double of. But the way I look at it, I kind of traded up a little bit. So we got Disney Sports Football, which is pretty uncommon. It's a $35, $40 game. And it is complete. So thanks, Dan, for giving me a deal on that and hooking me up. Disney Sports Football. Those Disney sports games are getting expensive. All right. My favorite Mega Man game on the GameCube. Mega Man X Collection. Love it, love it, love it. I actually found this at buybacks a couple years ago. They had it mispriced. At that time, the game was going for $55, $65, somewhere in there. And they mispriced it, and they had it at $18.99. So picked up Mega Man X Collection for under $20. Great deal. Oh, we've got Zelda Twilight Princess. Usually on my my channel, these are the games that stand vertically. So that's why it wasn't in the regular Zelda stack. And it's a little bit more valuable. Paper Mario. So you guys can get off my ass about, you don't have Paper Mario? Yeah, it's right here. There's my Paper Mario. That's one of my most common things. You read the comments in my collection videos. It's like, you don't have Majora's Mask and you don't have Paper Mario. That's I get a lot of shit for that. We got, okay, let's back it up. Beat, back it up like a trucker. We'll go, you know what, let's start here. We got Smash Bros. Most common game on the GameCube. So, over 7 million copies sold. Mario Kart Double Dash, this is the standard version, not the bonus disc version. I'd like to get the bonus disc version just to sort of have the variant. I'm not really into collecting variants, but I do love Mario Kart, and I think that'd be cool. I'm into bonus discs, things like that. Alright, so let me swap these around for a second. We've got Mario Party 4. This is the one with the Kmart Wavebird promotion on it. And as you can see, we've got thank you notes in there from Leaf and COA33 over at the Game Hunters. I got this from those guys, and I definitely appreciate it. So, thanks, guys. We got Mario Party 5. Mario Party 6. We have Mario Party 7. So here's sort of my everyday play copy. So if somebody wants to play it, there it is. But I also have, being very careful, I do have the Mario Party 7 big box. There's another copy of Mario Party in there and a microphone. Let me see if I can open that up without breaking it. All right, so you can see in there, there's the game. There's the microphone, cardboard, all that stuff. This doesn't ever get opened, so throw that up there. And then my last 3 games, again, you know, I don't have anything crazy expensive, but I do have Chibi Robo, which I found at Half Price Books for $19.99. I knew that was a good deal, so I picked that up. I actually don't really care that much for the game, though, to be honest. Complete and ready to go. This is cool. We've got Animal Crossing. Now, it's a nice black label version, but what makes this copy so special is that it's got the Animal Crossing memory card, you know, which raises the price like $5 or something. But, yeah, I just thought that's cool to have that complete because it's advertising right there that there's a special memory card, and we actually use those are usually gone. And, yeah, I was excited to get that in there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got Mario Power Tennis for the GameCube at a CorgsCon 2 years ago, and they wanted $16 for it. So I'm looking at it, and I opened it up, and I saw that memory card was in there. So I closed it up, and it's like $16. I'm like, would you take 15? The guy's like, oh yeah, sure. So for $15, we got that memory card and Mario Power Tennis. All right, we've come to the fin, the conclusion, the end. This is the last game in my GameCube collection. Starting to get a little pricey, you know, it's getting up there, but the story behind it is so rich that I don't think that I'm ever going to sell it. Unless somebody wants to give me basically retail for it, then I would probably sell it. But it's Fire Emblem, The Path of Radiance. So what happened was I was at Goodwill, and it was actually in one of my videos. You know, I'm doing the game hunting thing, and I'm panning, and I see Path of Radiance, and I pick it up, and I could feel that there's no disc in there. You know when you can feel that there isn't a disc in there? And I was so bummed out, but I took it up to the counter, and the lady let me buy the case and the manual and the inserts for like $1. And I knew eventually, I knew that was a good deal to begin with, but I knew eventually I'd come across the disc, which I actually went on eBay, and I found somebody selling the disc for Fire Emblem for, it was like $80, $86 or something shipped. So for $87 for a complete copy of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for the GameCube. I thought that was a pretty good deal. Guys, whew, that is my GameCube collection. Thank you so much for watching, and tell me what your favorite GameCube games are, what GameCube games that you're looking for. Anything GameCube related, video game related, throw it down in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. But guys, we've done our Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance collection this year. We've done our GameCube collection this year. It's time to start working on those PlayStation collection videos. So I got work to do. We'll see you on the next one.